You know that feeling you get sometimes when you meet someone who's all about equality and justice, but something just feels off? Like there's a different motive hiding under the surface. Well, today, we're going to tear into a powerful idea that gets right to the heart of that feeling. We're talking about the tarantula archetype, a figure who uses the language of virtue to hide a much, much darker agenda. And no, we're not talking about actual eight-legged creepy crawlies. This is about an idea, a venomous idea that can poison an entire culture from the inside out. So let's get into this parable of a tarantula and see just how it works. All right, so picture this creature, the tarantula. Its real weapon isn't a physical bite, it's an idea. It's a whisper that sounds virtuous, but is actually laced with a deadly poison. And its main target? Anyone who even tries to rise above the crowd. So, how does it trap its victims? Well, the tarantula's web is woven from beautiful-sounding words. They talk all day about equality, right? But it's not about lifting up the weak. Oh no, it's about tearing down the strong. And that word they love to use, justice, it's really just a mask for revenge, born from a deep, secret envy of anyone who achieves greatness. So what's the end game here? It's to completely erase greatness, to turn the whole world into a flat, sterile plane, where nothing special, nothing exceptional can ever grow again. They are, quite literally, the apostles of nothingness. Now, this whole tarantula ideology, it doesn't just sit there. It forces a massive conflict, a huge choice between two completely opposite ways for humanity to exist. And this image, wow, it just captures the whole battle perfectly. On one side, you have the tarantulas, using guilt and envy to drag everyone down into stagnation. And on the other side, you have this ideal of the Übermensch, a higher form of human, someone who doesn't run from the struggle but embraces it, who is always striving to become more. This is where you see the real genius and the danger of the tarantula. It's a masterclass in weaponizing virtue. When they say all should be equal, what they really mean is no one should be greater than us. When they say we praise the humble, they're really saying we praise the people who pose no threat to us. It's all a code. So here it is, the fundamental choice. Do you want the tarantula's world, a world of so-called safety, of stagnant equality, all fueled by simmering resentment? Or do you want the world of the Übermensch, a world of glorious, difficult struggle, where becoming something great is the whole point? Okay, let's make this concrete. We're going to look at how this whole philosophy plays out in a specific story, the tale of Counter-Earth, a world that was supposed to be a paradise, but, well, it turned into something else entirely. On this Counter-Earth, the tarantulas show up as a group called the 12 Apostles. Now, these guys aren't divinely inspired. They're born straight out of the resentment of a society that chose absolute, boring safety over any kind of meaningful struggle. They are literally the voice of that society's quiet, festering envy. And get this is their actual core belief, their axiom. They're not even trying to hide it. Let us call our vengeance justice. It's the philosophy of the tarantula spelled out and turned into law. Chilling, right? So how do they attack? Not with weapons, not with fists. They use a psychic venom. They paralyze anyone who strives for greatness with the crushing weight of guilt, whispering in their ear that it's a sin to want to rise above the crowd. But this psychic venom, it has an unintended consequence. It's way more terrifying than just tearing down a hero. It's not just an attack, it's a summoning spell. And here's the terrifying chain reaction. First, a society chooses stagnation, which breeds this massive psychic weight of resentment. Then, the apostles come along and channel all that toxic energy. And finally, their psychic venom actually awakens a monster. And this man-beast, it's not some random alien. It is the physical embodiment of the society's own envy and decay. They call it the ape of the overman, a disgusting, grotesque parody of greatness. It's the monster they created to destroy the hero they could never become themselves. Okay, so what's the big takeaway here? What does all of this mean for us, in our world right now? What is the ultimate warning behind the tarantula's whisper? The lesson is this: you have to look behind the words. You have to. When you hear people calling for justice or equality, you need to ask yourself, what's the real motivation here? Is it a genuine desire to build something better? Or is it something darker? So, from now on, whenever you hear a call for change, ask yourself that one simple question. Is this a call to build something new and amazing? Or is it just the resentful whisper of a tarantula? The answer to that question will tell you everything you need to know.